If you are wondering, how can I day trade options in Robinhood? In this video, I'm going to be talking about 4 steps that you can follow to become a successful option day trader. Ideally, if you want to learn how to day trade options, you should already know how to trade options. However, at the simplest level, the way we make money trading options is by buying cheap contracts and selling them for a more expensive price. If you want to day trade buying calls, you want to buy at support. And if you want to buy puts, you want to buy puts when the stock reaches resistance, because that's when the stock usually sells off. Areas where the stock typically bounces from are areas known as demand zones. These zones have high demand, and if they reach this zone, typically buyers come in and buy the stock up, causing it to bounce. That's why it's very important that when you see a stock at its support, you take advantage of that by buying calls. It's very important that you remember that you should never buy calls when a stock has rallied to its previous high, or if it's at a resistance level. Resistance level is basically when a stock has hit a certain key where buyers stop buying and sellers start to sell. Now, there's a lot of psychology behind why this happens, which I recommend you read about it, watch a couple videos on trading psychology. But more importantly, you never want to buy calls at resistance. I know there's a lot of beginners who make that mistake. They'll see a stock go up, they get excited and they want profits, so they buy a call at the top, expecting it to continue to go up. Lots of FOMO, and they lose a lot of money because now the stock has gone down and they are out of the money. And as we all know, being out of the money is not a place you want to be in. Every single day, the theta is going to kill your contract. So every day that you're holding your contract, it's losing value. So it's very important that while you hold your contract, you hold it at a good position, that being support, so you have gains from the start. Because if not, you're going to be losing a lot of money every single day. If you are going to day trade on Robinhood, it's important that you get a cash account. Now, for those of you that don't know what this is, a cash account basically allows you to day trade without having to worry about the pattern day trader rule, but could possibly lock your account sometimes. This makes it easy for you to constantly practice at making successful trades every single day. Making a successful day trade is like shooting a ball at a free throw line. Sometimes you'll miss, sometimes you'll make. However, the more you practice, higher the chances are that you're gonna have a high success rate in getting that ball through that hoop. So what does that mean? That means that more important than anything is to get your reps in, to practice, to get those trades going so you can get experience. Paper trading. Any professional would recommend you to paper trade before you actually put some money in. The thing is, when you don't put money in, it's the difference between playing a regular season basketball game versus playing the world championship game. The pressure's on the line when you're putting money in. So it's important to learn and become better at dealing with that tension of potentially losing your money. At the end of the day, even if you get successful in one trade, the goal is to have consistency over your trades. And the only way to do that is to master the emotion of trading with your money. Being able to accept a loss and cut your losses quickly is going to be the difference in a person who completely blows out their account. Gains should outweigh the losses. What I recommend you do is find an ETF or a good stock for you to trade that doesn't cost so much, but has a lot of volume in option contracts. A good example is Soxl, SOXL. The contracts are relatively cheap and the volume is always really high, which will allow you to get in and out of a trade. Trading one contract per week or even one contract per day, I would recommend per week. Play around with one contract until you feel comfortable in your ability to cut losses and your ability to plan your trades and exit your trades properly. Once you feel comfortable, you can start playing with more contracts, and that's when the big money starts coming in. Once you develop a perfected strategy in trading options, day trading options, you can little by little adjust the amount of contracts you're trading to impact or to greatly determine more or less gains in the future. Now, for those of you who don't know what SOXL is, it's very important to know what you are trading and why you are trading it. So if you guys do decide to trade this ETF, let me tell you a little bit about what it is. So the ETF is designed to provide investors with leverage exposure to the semiconductor industry. SOXL aims to deliver 3 times the daily performance of the PHLX semiconductor. The ETF invests in a portfolio of stocks that are involved in the design of chips. So when market opens and you begin to watch this ETF, it's very important while you're monitoring this ETF, you're also monitoring other chip stocks such as Nvidia, AMD, and Intel. Oftentimes, you'll see stocks that show early signs of sentiment before others. Sometimes you'll find these laggers. For example, we might see Nvidia going up, and if Nvidia goes up, most of the time these other chip companies are gonna follow. However, a lot of times they might lag seconds or minutes before Nvidia moves up, allowing you to be able to jump onto the trend before the trend hits. These tactics are going to be very useful with stocks that are related to one another. Another tip I want to give is to add option contracts to your wish list. Now, this allows you to keep track of option contracts that you might think of buying. And what I like about it is that oftentimes it even tells you your potential gains or losses if you like, as if you would have bought the contract. And it allows you to learn to observe how the value of a contract moves depending on how the stock moves. So if you're interested in learning more, check out this channel. This channel is devoted to just helping new investors become better at investing. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I hope you have a great day.